Hey muchachos, this is Ice King 2010, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Star Fox vs. Super Nintendo. Okay, so when we last left off, we beat Space Armada and Meteor, and we are now going to be going on to Venom. This is the last level of Route 1. Okay, I think we should click on that right about now. Okay. I gotta really fix those in post. Venom, the final goal. Andross is hiding on Venom, Fox. You must find his core brain and destroy it.
Good luck.
Okay, so this final level is split into actually two levels. The first one is in outer space, and it's just a generic space level. Oops. So there's like a couple new enemies, like this missile thing that flies right into you. Here it is. That's all there really is to it. It just flies at you. And then there's these weird spinning things that they just shoot lasers, but that's about it. And then there's that other missile I just shot at. Oh wait, here's this cross thing. Sometimes when you shoot this cross thing, a tiny person flies out of it. Oh, and then, but not this time. Oh, and that other enemy you just saw for a second. That enemy turns invisible, but when it turns uninvisible, you can shoot it. Okay, here's this missile thing. So when it gets close, it shoots out a bunch of smaller missiles that I guess you have to shoot. And you see this ring thing. If you fly in the middle of that, you get 2 bombs. There's like a couple of those secrets all hidden throughout this game. And that's all there really is to say about this level. My friends are usually really good for nothing because they're always getting bogeys on your tail, and it's like always annoying. It's just like, oh my god, can you guys not get bogeys on your tail for at least a couple minutes? And then it's so annoying. I'm trying to destroy these bad guys, and you guys are little to no help. I mean, when you guys get bogeys on your tail, what are the other 2 people doing? It's just so infuriating. Okay, here's that whale thing to signify that we're getting close to the end of the level. Probably should have mentioned that other enemy. He just comes up and shoots things in like this line thing, as you can see, but I just kill him right then and there. And now here's the boss. His name is Fantron. Basically, he just shoots out lasers and missiles at you. But then when you get down to a certain amount of health, he starts doing this thing. And then he makes copies of himself that you have to shoot. Be sure not to shoot the other 2 ones because then he'll make more of himself. But he's a relatively easy boss. Okay, now we're moving on to the final level of the game. You might remember this music if you've ever played Super Smash Bros. Melee or even Brawl. This is like this. They played this on the Star Fox level. Okay, so I messed up here. I should have shoot that brick to make it go the other way, but I didn't, and I forgot about that other brick that just appears out of nowhere, and I didn't really have time to react to it. I got hit by it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can figure out how those brick things work. They're a lot like those panels in Space Armada. They move a certain direction when you get close to it, and you can shoot it to make it go in the other direction. Also, there are a lot of French fries on this level. Yeah, if you never actually guessed where it's at a giant potato. Yep, you can see all the French fries right now. Those ones are overdone. And then there's some that are clearly baked. Though, we'll see in a second. Ow. Probably shouldn't have flown into that. That's about it. They're just a bunch of french fries. Okay, and these french fries have clearly been baked. Yeah, you can see it with their orangeness, and they probably got covered in a lot of salt. And you know, I always think maybe those small gray towers that we see are actually mashed potatoes, but these ones are clearly they were hit with some sort of fry grease and are about to go in the fryer. Yeah. And these are tater tots that have clearly not been cooked yet. Let me just look at them. And these are those are potato pancakes. Yeah. And Andros is clearly the king of potatoes. Of course, it makes complete sense. Andros has always been the king of potatoes. How did I not figure it out until now? Mom! Andros is the king of potatoes! Okay, so this is Fantron. He goes out pretty quickly again, despite returning. But wait, what's this? Oh my god, he's turning into Omega Fantron. He's got some more attacks and more health. So yeah. Does anyone remember anything good about Star Fox? Yeah, I actually kind of really liked Star Fox Zero, but the bit is weird. But a lot of people didn't really like that game. I mean, yeah, I can get it. The controls, they left a lot to be desired, and just reusing the exact same story over again was kind of annoying. But it was still a pretty good game, it's basically good for, like, if you had a nostalgic feeling for Star Fox 64. Because that's basically what it's preaching to. Although, I kind of feel like they should have continued after Assault or something. Just like, I really liked Crystal and the Panther and everything they had going there. But then they just decided to reboot it again, mainly because it's been like 10 years. That's understandable, but probably just should have just continued after Assault. Try to work Crystal back in if you want to make a sequel. Which, make a sequel. Don't let the poor sales of Star Fox Zero make you change your mind. Alright, so we're coming now to Andros. Oh, he's probably do his talking. I missed it. He's basically just like, I've been waiting for you, Star Fox. You think you're gonna become evil, but you think you're gonna win, but actually I'm going to win. That's what everyone thinks. They always what am I talking about? I don't know. Okay, you might remember this guy if you ever played Brawl. I met a kid once who said like, I hate this guy. I was just like, ugh. You know, I've played the video game that this guy is from. I probably should have said that when I met the kid, but I ended up not. Okay, so a lot of people think that these are white tiles, but I can assure you that these are actually chocolate bars. Yeah, the greatest of them is actually that's just the wrappers. These are clearly chocolate bars. I mean, don't they just look like good chocolate that you just want to eat? I mean, clearly, come on, people. You can't not look at that and tell me that is not chocolate. Just look at how delicious it is. Okay. Well, there's a first step for everything. I ended up shooting the guy's eye and it actually exploded, but he just started doing his suck-in thing right as I shot him. So, that's about it. But then he just blows up immediately afterwards. Okay, and then his weak point shows up, and you're given a small amount of time to shoot at it. He has more health depending on which level you play as, and usually you have to fight him a second time in those other difficulties. Which, okay. You can try shooting a Nova Bomb to take down a little bit more health, I think. There's no actual health bar. But anyways, that was Route 1 of Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. It was fun, I could say the least. Alright, so, as the game finishes, we return home, and it plays the triumphant music. And then you get to see how much your overall score throughout the entire game. Yeah, I ended up getting an 100% on every single level except for level 2. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, I could have got a total score of 60,000, but I ended up getting 5,308 and an average score of 98%. But I could have got 100%, but I ended up getting that. So stupid. Okay, then here.
This is Cornelia. Pepper speaking. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger. I'm heading back to Cornelia.
Yeah, that's like the one bit of talking you hear in this game. It's brief because it's on the Super Nintendo. They didn't really have a lot of type of voice talking on the Super Nintendo. Okay, now that's a cool feature that in this game. You get up to see a boss rush of every single boss you fought throughout the game. So that was the attack carrier, and this is the Rock Crusher with his special attack of lasers and shooting a missile. Yeah, okay. And this is the Armada Core, or as the game likes to refer to it as the Atomic Base, with its main attack of laser. Well, you never actually noticed any attacks from it, but because I just ended up shooting it down, but a lot of the things around it attack you. And then this was the spider thing, which is called the Dancing Insector. That was pretty close. With Fire Blaster. Yeah, I did use a lot of it. And then there's Fantron with his ability to make clones of himself and shoot lasers. I'm itchy. And then there is Omega Fantron, where he just shoots even more lasers and also sometimes missiles. And then finally, there is Andros with his ability of shooting chocolate. Telekinesis? Are you crazy, game developers? Those are clearly chocolate bars. Get with the program. Well, alright, after that, you're treated to the credits of this game. I'm not gonna bother going through that because it's rather long. If you actually are interested in seeing what people worked on this game, just look the credits up on YouTube. But anyways, that's all the time we have for today. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more details. I'll be making Route 2, or my Let's Play of Route 2 will be coming out tomorrow, so that you have that to look forward to if you're interested. But anyways, see you around, I guess.